Hello, hello. Hey, family. What up? How are you doing? Hi, listen. Come in the room. You know what? Spirit child. Spirit said, damn, light your Palo Santo first, girl. Let me tell you one thing, okay? Come on in the room. Let's smudge it out. Welcome to the Eclipse portal. Y'all don't know nothing about that customer service voice. Don't get me started, okay? Air signs, you know what? We'll throw a voice on y'all real quick. And be like, where is she from? Shit, I don't know. Is she from the South? Is she, a glitch in the... Welcome to the Eclipse portal. Please keep your hands inside the ride. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened. Look, hey, let me tell you something. You know what? I love you. Sorry, let me smack this camera around. I love you so much. Get up in there, selenite. Let them know. You do not have to claim chaos energy on anything, okay? I mean, is there a certain measure of chaos in any magic? Absolutely. I love that quote. Is the nature of the earth that our souls have chosen to, come back down into to do our contractual work, to do our ancestral work, etc., etc., right? Okay, listen, I get it. Chaos is part of the game. But here's the thing is, like, we are spelling over what we speak at all times, yes? That's the nature of our power as divine sovereign beings in these human suits, okay? Somebody out there said, well, is everybody that walks in a human suit a divine sovereign? Child. Not today. Love and light. We're not going to do that today. Listen, here comes the hangman. Here comes our Neptunian energy. The ultimate, it's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. The ultimate ruler. Y'all, what is that quote from Aladdin? Let me get it together, guys. It's that Aries energy that we're going through. You got me. My brain is just yeeted all over the place. What is it, y'all? Phenomenal cosmic power. Itty bitty living space. Is it Aladdin? Yo, my childhood. Okay. We don't have to, when we're so powerful, we don't have to speak certain things over certain pockets of energy, right? Like an eclipse portal. Oh, don't do it. It's so chaotic. I mean, it's going to be however you work it. Okay. We don't only have to claim chaotic energy. As a matter of fact, I think eclipse portals are so beautiful. They're so transformational. They're kind of like mini death and rebirth pockets and portals, if you will, in their own right. I think there is. There's so much like, because of the energy of the eclipse portals being connected to the nodes of the moon, they're very karmic. They're very, fated destiny type of, huge. Again, I don't know why y'all keep hearing phenomenal cosmic power. Okay. I mean, it is kind of a big eclipse portal, but, I'm just saying there's oftentimes chatter. And we love our what would we say, our younger siblings on the path as they awaken, and so they will continue. Spirit says, my little hagstone done fell down back there. It's gonna get on my nerves, but yeah, it's just as the ripple effect of, some would say ascension, some would say evolution, some would say awakening. Right? Choose the word that is your favorite flavor. Don't go getting offended now. My ancestor said, y'all are so sensitive. As many, Spirit would say, as many awaken, there's people are just, learning stuff at such a fast pace. And, you remember like your baby witch or baby spiritualist or whatever, like you remember when you were on your journey and you just thought, Child, and we all thought something was the end all be all. And then, Spirit, our ancestors and guides, if we remain open and we walk the path and we choose to be lifelong learners and all these type of things, right? We choose to continuously evolve. Side note, you're in the age of Aquarius. You know what I mean? So, we all going to continue to evolve. It's just a matter if you want to do it like a dance. You know what I mean? Or you want to be drugged by your ancestors and your spirit team kicking and screaming. Don't throw a tantrum now. So we have tantrum phases, but we need to grow on up and out of those tantrum phases now. If you know, you know. Okay, but I just want people to embrace that eclipse portals are very transformational, very evolutionary type energy. They can definitely carry, what would you say, like tower moments, kind of like the tower card. But that's just like someone, every time you pull the death card or you pull the tower card, somebody being like, oh no, you know what I mean? It's good. Sudden shifts are good. Let some Libra Aries energy come on up and snatch some glasses off your face when you out here vibing beyond the veil with this Pisces and this Neptunian energy. And that's okay. We can look, you got to ride the wave. You know what I'm saying? And, I want people to know that we don't have to look at an eclipse portal. And I'm going to get off my soapbox. Child. Hey, happy Monday. No, I just want you guys to know it doesn't have to be all, it's chaos. It's, who knows what's going to happen? Girl, that's every day anyway. Like, have you checked the astrological weather? I mean, you might as well just laugh. Like I said, ride the wave, because we are in the aeon of who knows what's going to happen. I mean, who knows? Let's just get popcorn at this point and be like, my spirit team got me either way. We're going to ride the wave. So, listen, we're in the North Node, Aries, South Node, Libra, right? We've been in this axis with our nodes. We Spirit of saying we were already commingling with these dragons of energy before we came into the year of the dragon. We were already, do a rewind. Whenever we play Uno, we always say, turn it around. What is that, y'all? The reverse card. What is this weird energy? I'm telling you, Aries is going to be eating us. Okay. Rewind it back to the fall. I've been doing tarot readings and astrology chart readings already for a couple days since the weekend, talking about this portal that we're opening. And I'm encouraging people, just like you'll see a lot of astrologers do, because this is how the nodes work. The nodal axis, the nodal placement is going to shift every 18 months. So even before the fall, September, October, anyway, I don't have the exact dates in front of me, but you can rewind it. You can reverse it back to like fall of last year, right? And we had our new moon solar eclipse in Libra. We already started dancing with these energies, right? So the nature of the way that it works is when we open the new wheel of the year, we kind of get, it's like graduation time, and then you get, y'all, we're going to keep talking about these keys, because I'm telling you what, it's divine inheritance time. I'm telling you. Saturn in Pisces, we're graduating, we're inheriting. So I'm always seeing these reference to being given the keys, but it makes sense to me because we're learning how to drive our Merkabas, and this is part of shifting into, other dimensional type living, shall we say. We're moving moving on up, I heard, to the east side. Y'all, how's it go? That deluxe apartment sky. Dun, dun. Okay. Part of that is understanding that you drive your Merkaba, your vibrational signature places you in timelines long before the where you may look at it as magnetism, you may look at it as frequential shifting, however you view that. It happens vibrationally a long time before we manifest it concretely, right? As it is in the heavens. So it is in the kingdom, as above, so below, such. Yes. So it's almost like there was an unfolding that began. And this could be a process for you of closing something out. This could be, yes, it could be in relationships. I'm just going to say, you're probably like, Jeff, one more person says something about relationship. And it don't, look, there's kind of a current, and you know how it's like people do catch titles, clickbait and shit, love and light. I mean, you do you, but it's like, oh, relationships, bum, bum, bum. And honestly, at the core of this, it is you with you in the relationship with yourself. Are you going to evolve and continue to dead the harmful parts of the egoic nature? You know, the Aries helps us evolve into more of like a spiritual warrior. Yes, I need my ego, but how does my ego serve the collective? I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying to move forward. You know, why did I ever need these things? And what is the Spirit is saying? Because listen, I was hearing hall. I was writing down hall of mirrors. I was writing down, it was a mirroring energy, and I've been, you know, busting open all weekend, just being led by my guides and ancestors using all these like water-based divine feminine. I've been working with a lot of water, right? And the element of water. And it's really a ruling, believe it or not, it's very ruling of this portal, because you can trace a lot of points out to Venus, and then you can further trace that out to, you can also trace out Pisces and Neptune. So there's a good bit of, we'll say, what is Spirit is saying? Saturn wants to keep everybody in a certain level of bounds. Thank you, Saturn. Even when we don't think we need that, hello, we need that. That's like children that's thinking that they don't need discipline. You know what I'm saying? We need that big daddy, divine, masculine. Yeah, hold up, you're out of bounds. We need that a little bit, right? Spirit said, hold up, wait. Okay. However, it's very, you know, 6 degrees of trace it out to Pisces, trace it out to Neptune. This is very much in this full moon in Libra, which is opening with this, you know, our penumbral lunar eclipse. And then the other bookend will, of course, end with Aries. But all I'm saying is we're getting new levels of awareness. And I was hearing like halls of mirrors, and it was like, and then I was seeing like whether you do mirror work or, you know, scrying, different forms of scrying. Scrying can be done with water as well, and or, you know, scrying and then seeing things in visions and dreams. It was just very water. It was very like we're still sitting in a pool, maybe a lake, you know, a little calm, a beautiful still pool in a forest. That opens up, you know, in the path of a river, I would imagine. And then the full moon is up above us, you know. And there's kind of like a ritual fire being prepared. You know, this is how I was seeing it. And I was sharing with a friend, I kept hearing need fire. Y'all, and I meant to look this up. Let me go to my favorite Rune Secrets website. Yes, if you've never used Rune Secrets, by the way, it's a great study tool. Oh, need fire. Hold on, you guys. But yeah, what I was seeing as a visual was like you're still in the pool. Like Nauthiz, that's right. Nauthiz is the need fire rune. And then Laguz is lake, right? And we were working with Laguz as we were working with Issa during Imbolc. So need fire, the rune Nauthiz is great to read about. I'm so tempted to spiral off and teach you about Nauthiz, but you can read about that if you feel called to it. But the visual that I was seeing is like a fire is being prepared. You're going to be asked to what you need to bring to the fire. I think that came out in collective messages a few back as well. This other visual about need fire. And I think it was a message wanting to come through from the Ten of Wands, and we were talking about that. So it's kind of been a build, hasn't it? Yeah, kind of like a slow build. And here we are with our hangman coming up, continuing to encourage us to release guilt, release shame, release guilt, release shame. Let Spirit is saying, let acceptance settle in, so that you can really kind of, Spirit wants to kind of blow open the third eye. And I've literally been working with Blue Lotus all weekend and creating these dream walking tools and talking about the third eye and all these different things about awakening to the different understanding of the dream. So it's not coincidental. Everything is connected, right? I'm just chuckling to myself. Spirit wants us to like back out our perspective, and Spirit is showing me you sitting in the pool, and then it's like backing out, and it's you sitting at an altar looking in a bowl of water, and then it's backing out, and then it's backing out. And it reminds me of that imagery where it's like you are here, and it keeps backing the perspective out, and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, this is the Hanged Man. You've been flipped upside down. You've been asked, well, no, in the Hanged Man, you willingly allow yourself to remain in this position. Halls of, man, Spirit is just like shooting things at me so fast, you guys. I'm sorry. It's like pause to the will of the cosmos. Pause. But you know, then Spirit laughs and chuckles and is like, however, you are the cosmos, so it's actually your own will. And then I'm like, Spirit, we're backing out way fast. But you know, with the Aries Libra axis, if you look at a chart of this full moon, right, that we are opening this eclipse portal with, happy eclipse season to you as well. I would encourage you to slow down. The Hangman coming out here is supporting us in that message as well. It's like, what am I saying? A hall of mirrors, or don't get lost in the mirrors, mirror images, mirror reflection. And then I think of Libra energy and how a shadow side of Libra is that they can sometimes lose themselves in mirroring others. But a beautiful lesson in Libra energy oftentimes is how relationships and connections with people mirror so much back to us that we can choose to use in wisdom and in self-awareness that helps us transform and grow. Does that mean that we need to, quote unquote, like wear the images or the idealizations or the projections of others upon ourselves? No. But what we can do is like if we're wearing special glasses, we can, I don't know, this is twofold, you know, because I was joking about getting your glasses snatched off your face. But on the flip side, maybe you need a different pair of glasses. And that's kind of having that moment. For example, this is what I think of growing up in the South. You ever have that family member? No, me either. No, I'm just playing. Listen. You ever have that family member and they get it finally? We could insert so many things. Y'all know, if you know, you know. And they have this epiphany, and then they're finally able to, usually it's a very humbling experience, a tragic loss, or, you know, a deep-seated moment of grief that will just, man, somebody, very Hangman, right? They have no choice but to reverse and see something from such a different perspective. Maybe it is through pain. Maybe it is through strife. Maybe it is through whatever it is, right? And they're able to just see something so differently because something was mirrored back to them, or they had to look in the mirror, or they're, you know, Spirit is like something about tears and water and reflection and release, very much this energy. But you know, it's like that moment when somebody is just liberated by a huge revelation. Libra energy often has the ability through mirroring, through relationships, to kind of help us leap out of time, right? We've been talking about time travels, timeline jumpings. We're just so immediately, boom, I'm just catapulted out of that. Spirit is showing me timeline loop. Like I was timeline looping, and something just boom. I can never live in that loop again because I'll never see it differently. People have the ability to do this, whether in our life a long time or a short time. We have lots of different types of soul contracts, right? But this can also be, I don't want people as well to limit themselves to only looking at relationships outside of themselves. This can also be a lot about your relationship with you. And maybe Spirit is just using different people in your life to teach you about yourself. You know, because the tricky loophole about this is people, what is it? Abraham Hicks always says, and we love you so much, right? And we love you so much. Yes. People may want to be tempted, you know, again, very shadow Pisces, Neptunian energy, to spiritually bypass by saying, wow, like I got this huge epiphany and I totally get it, right? Shadow Libra, but you're not really healing, you're bypassing. Wow, the eclipse in Libra, full moon just totally showed me that the relationships in my life are just that's where all the problems are. And if I get rid of them, up. Listen, now in love and light, I'm going to tell you as a disclaimer, if anyone's toxic, abuses you mentally, manipulates you, causes you pain repetitively, any of these things, don't stay in that. Love and light. It's okay to be in a bad situation or to be in a bad way or to need help or to need to get out of, again, the loop, as long as you're asking for help and trying to make your way out. So now that we've said that, I just don't want people to kind of lose the level of shifting in their consciousness they could really grab a hold of in this eclipse portal and just really like obliterate patterns and loops. I'm talking about patterns and loops just totally wiped out. They'll never be a problem for you again. By understanding what relationships with people are trying to teach you. Ooh-wee. Spirit, come through. He's trying to teach you about yourself. Look at this. Look, our friend, the hangman. You know, don't you love it? Look at the fool. He's done caught himself up. And he's just, well, you know what? It would look like I would have to just be completely bound and tied and hung the fuck upside down to be able to understand this lesson about myself. And Spirit's like, yes. Because it's you with you and your team and higher self and your ancestors and your guides. And we could even argue, right? Remember, we get real Aquarian sometimes. Is that your future version of yourself coming back to identify through an archetype or a guide or the energetic form that you need to see to say, hey, look, love and light. This is how my spirit be talking to me, talking about, hey, bitch, you know, psh, psh. Trying to show you something. Y'all, what is it? Is it the Anchorman y'all talking about? Let me tell you something. Listen, let me tell you something. And he's in the phone booth. Oh, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? That is tough. What does it take? What is Spirit saying? What does it take? It takes this huge level of tenacity, of strength, of courage, of willingness to hold such an openness in the eye, right? I'm like pointing to my third eye, in the eye, to behold, Spirit is saying, in the mirrors, your truest reflection. Right? Now I'm talking about a spiritual metaphor. But hey, listen, I don't know if you've ever tried reprogramming your mind by using mantras in the mirror with yourself. That shit is powerful. Maybe there's some mirror work or some water work to be done. Shout out to any scrying right now, any work with water, any work with mirrors, love and light to the highest and best good. We are doing healing work over here. We ain't doing we ain't even giving it space to talk about it over here. Do we know about it? Are we educated about it? Yes. Are we giving it space over here in a negative way? No. Now I'm talking about, this is how you know you are getting down to the real, right? The purest form of this level of alchemical work, where you really want to hit a certain, it's like ping, like a tuning fork, right? You're hitting a certain level where Aries is helping you rebirth an entire new ego of a spiritual warrior. The type of works that takes is allowing, now, as long as you know that these are healthy, thriving relationships and people in your life. Or listen, this might be a person not even in your life anymore, child. I ain't talked to them in like 2 or 3 years, but let me tell you that person served me such a hot ass heaping, a steaming pile of karmic lessons on a plate right up to my face, right? Right up in my face. If you know the song, y'all. What's it called, y'all? Fake love. But anyway, you have to eat off that plate, because that relationship in your life, or maybe a current relationship, it could be a very healthy one teaching you, something that is not comfortable about yourself. Now, sometimes, again, Shadow Libra wants to flip it. What is it? Flip it and reverse it. Like they want to you want to take it in the shadow, flip it back out. We're doing some kind of, what's the popular sport now, y'all? Shit, it's not ping pong. Y'all, what is it called? Everybody's playing it. I see it in the gym like every day. How can I not pickleball, y'all? Now I'm thinking about Pluto pinball. Listen, because I kept wanting to call it pickleball. Do you remember? Listen, let's focus. We are not going to play pickleball, mirroring, codependency. You validate me, ping. I validate you, ping, ping. That's not what I'm talking about. That shit is unhealthy. All right? But I'm talking about past toxic karmic cycles that you want to completely eradicate the loop or the pattern out of your life, so that you can uncover this revelation that is just going to, boom, shoot you up to a different level of your fate and your destiny. That takes, I'm talking, what is it, y'all? I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Right? I'm asking her to change her ways. No lesson could have been. Look, he's hanging in front of a mirror, y'all. I swear he is. I just know it. Oh, we love the fool, though, because we all are him. We all are him. It's definitely, and then I think that, because look, let me go back to, if you look at this chart right now, it's like the moon is over here, and it's like, ooh, the other side of the chart, and you've got all this Pisces energy. You got a little bit coming on into Aries. You got a tag out there in Aquarius, but we're in these Piscean waters, aren't we? That's okay, because the water moving us to the fire, in that justice, Libra, divine balance, divine masculine and feminine, divine shadow and light. We are doing this. This is very 3D to 4D, wanting to step up to 5D work. We have to go through that. Where's the duality? Where's the polarity? I need to feel. I need to integrate. I want my sense of self to be very healthy. And that takes balancing, understanding, reaching deeper into what are my soul family members teaching me about myself? What is my significant other teaching me about myself? Excuse me. Ooh, sit with it. Okay, because I can reflect back on something in the fall. And I'm going to tell you now, I need you to sit with it, because we about to go into Mercury retrograde on the 1st of April, and it's going to be bling, bling. That's when they smile in your face, right? Hold on. Messages. I miss you. Love and light. Listen, they probably do love you, okay? And that's not even the point. What I'm telling you is, sometimes how I was talking about, go back to the fall when we started riding these dragons, and we rode them all the way on up to here, didn't we? Hello, you're the dragon. What did that past relationship, excuse me, or cycle of karma, or that moment where you had a big ass epiphany, and maybe it was uncomfortable or painful, or maybe it was beautiful, and that was your relationship, you with you. However that hits you, I'm going to tell you something. Aries energy will be the first to check you at the door and say, because I got to be enough for me. I got to be enough for me. I value myself. I'm not even really, I always joke and say that Aries is like it may be a forest fire or a dumpster fire. Like you have to pick, is it shadow or not? But that fire is about to blaze a trail. It don't even have time to look around for validation. It's just like, if you said you were my bestie, if you said you were on my team, if you said you were with me, you with me. I don't have time to look around. I'm just going to reach back for your hand. You're going to give me the baton. We run it. Right? This is North Node in Aries. I'm on the dragon. You're on the dragon. If you said we was on the dragons together, I'm not really looking back, for some sense of like, for like, is the spotlight on me? You know what I mean? I love a good Aries energy because they just know the spotlight on them anyway. They're not worried about it. So, but the point in saying that is that we've got to be rooted in our own truth. We've got to be rooted in our own value. And this is the work that we're doing. But we have to understand our own authenticity enough. We have to understand our own truth enough to be able to stand. What was it? One of the astrologers I was listening to, she's talking about staying present in a conflict. And maybe not even a conflict, just an imbalance, or staying present in a trigger and just saying, you know what? I can stay connected right here and choose to see the wisdom of what I'm being taught. Woo! Everybody loves to talk about alchemy, but y'all, that is the hardest fucking alchemy. It is. But you know what? We are going to be conjuncting the South Node with this lunar eclipse chart. So we need this alchemy again. It's about let go. This behavior is codependent. This behavior is toxic. This behavior is trauma bonded. This behavior is, child, we can make a list. We could. Remember I told you we're sitting in the water. We're watching our ancestors and guides preparing that need fire for us. And then we are going to go and put shit on that fire. Because honestly, Saturn loves to call us when we're out of bounds. And Saturn in Pisces is saying, you need to slow down. Your divine inheritance is not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, oh, y'all, what is Spirit saying? Spirit's talking about, like, a lot of times we were thinking all this talk about driving your Merkaba, being in your divine inheritance. It's like, I'm going to get a bunch of money. Child, you better be careful. Spirit said Spirit says something about you better be careful because sometimes you curse yourself thinking that your inheritance is something that it's not. Something about being tricked into a contract that you thought was a divine inheritance because you had on the wrong pair of glasses. But anyway, maybe that's a specific message for someone. Sometimes understanding how to be peaceful and glean wisdom from all situations, no matter whose table you're sitting at, is a form of divine inheritance and abundance that can't be touched. You know what I mean? It's like a peaceful spiritual warrior trying to learn how to, I'm seeing someone, is like Qigong and these fluid practices where you're balancing your chi. Do you know what I mean? But that takes fluidity. You're constantly rebalancing yourself. You're constantly releasing, and then you're regrounding, and then you're pulling it back up, and then you're rebalancing and releasing. But this is also like a dance that happens in relationships. It's going to be the first thing to trigger your wound. Don't lie to me today. Don't lie to me on the hangman. The first thing to trigger your wound will be in a relationship. It's your bestie, it's your sister, it's that coworker you done been with forever, your friend you love to hang out with, your loved one, whatever, your partner. They about to say something to you, that's going to be the deepest thing that's about to trigger an unhealed wound. But we can choose to view that. Again, we're not sitting up here getting it confused with manipulation and gaslighting and all these narcissistic, all these negative, all these unhealthy relationship patterns, manipulation. I'm going to need you to be able to identify those. And if not, we need to be getting help so that we can get better. But I'm talking about sometimes the alchemy is that someone will be a mirror to help you resolve your unhealed wounds. And it's really hard to learn how to peacefully sit in the presence of discomfort, of conflict, Now, Now, on the flip side, I will say, because of this Pluto and Aquarius energy, it's going to be a game changer for a lot of people who maybe find themselves still on the path. I feel like I was there a couple of years ago myself. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad that I was in the place that I was in a couple of years ago and not in this energy, because, whoo. But a lot of people, you know, they will find themselves on a place in their path right now, and they'll say, yeah, you know what? These mirrors are helping me to see clearly that this shit right here is not healthy for me. This is not what I need to be in anymore. I'm going to tell you, please, call on Pluto and Aquarius energy to come in and eradicate any chains or bondage that would hold you to toxic, karmic, damaging situations, especially if they're in relationships. So you can get the objective perspective that you need, so that you can see past the emotions that maybe aren't healthy anymore, so that you can follow your intuition and you can go ahead and get on out of that contract that wants to complete itself. Okay. You know, Venus rules Libra, okay? And then we can, again, I was talking about Venus is in Pisces, and then we trace Pisces out to Neptune. It's very Venus ruled, it's very Pisces ruled, it's very Neptune ruled. It's like a spiritual revolution in the heart. You have to listen to your heart. What am I hearing now? Y'all, what's that song? Listen to your heart. When it's calling to you, I don't. I can't remember all the words. We are still, as we talked about in other collective videos, in a huge. Selenite. Okay. We're in a huge moment of that heart chakra once again just busting wide open, because that is where we kind of plug in the keys. Light codes, activations, downloads, transmutations. This alchemical work is becoming like fuel we're fueling the heart chakra activations. Remember how we were talking about that's your stargate, that's your portal, that's where your codes are, that's where you get in and, so to speak, sit in the driver's seat, right? That's where you begin your timeline jumping. So let's not be afraid. Let's not be afraid to kind of let the expansion happen from that heart space. Jupiter is going to help us in Taurus kind of ground that energy down. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's that energy of your heart's got you. Your heart's got you. When you sit down, it's you with you and your heart space and your ancestors and your guides. You know what's up in that relationship, okay? You know if that relationship's trying to teach you something, and you got to put on the big girl undies and kind of wipe your nose and be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, shout out to my fixed sign, you know, my powerful, maybe you have a very masculine chart full of air and fire. Maybe you have a lot of fixed sign energy. Lord, I don't even know. Sometimes I want to sit down on the table and be like, can y'all explain to me? Because no, listen. I have a ridiculous amount of fixed energy in my chart. But thank goodness, what is not fixed energy, I mean, you name it, sun, moon, rising, north node, south node, Jupiter, but I got some big hitters, and they are in some Aries energy, let me tell you what. So it helps, but you know, I know it's hard. I know it's hard to what is this? Yeah, see, I know. I understand Nine of Swords, but we don't have to stay in this Nine of Swords energy. I feel like the Hangman wants to liberate us and bring us up and out of the Nine of Swords. You know what? Did you fuck it up? All right, it's fine. That cycle is closing. You know? Do you feel like you coulda, shoulda, woulda? It don't matter, because the present moment, now is now. And then now, when we blink, we restart again. And then we inhale, and then an hour goes by, and it's now again. And there's only now, and there's only now. You don't. I promise that you end up sowing so much energy into the illusions of shame, of guilt, of fear that it's like a gridlock. You think energy can move in a template like this. Her mental energy is not going to create anything. It's just going to hit blockage, blockage, blockage. You trace these patterns and you tell me where the fuck that energy is going to go. It's not going to go out. We are not meant to stay there. We want to be in the hangman. The hangman is a willing release of trusting the cosmos, which again is very Piscean. It is very Neptunian. It's like going through a baptism all over again, okay? Which I think is really beautiful. And I mean, can I tell you, you know what? Yes, okay, some relationships are just going to completely, what would you say, deconstruct, maybe fall apart. I don't know. I was trying to find a fancier word. Listen, but it may not just be the relationship, with your best friend. Or now look, is this the time to say, I've been on a spiritual path. I've been evolving. I've been creating a whole new So my business is going in a whole different direction. I've really been focused on, my body is changing. My health is changing, whatever it is, right? We're all at different crossroads on our paths. Whatever it is, this is the time to say, I can't really take them with me past this point. And I don't know why Spirit's like, we've really grieved this long enough. We need to accept that we can't take them, that, or those, or this, or they with us. Because I'm going to tell you, when Saturn gets ready to move out of Pisces, when Neptune closes its journey on Pisces, ooh, it's about to be a whole... We're being prepared now. You know what I'm saying? And also it might be you are going to have to deconstruct in certain ways, decompose in certain ways, deepen in certain patterns, certain behaviors. Remember, timelines, loops. We don't want to keep going on the loop. It may be how you show up to a relationship. It may be how you treat other people. What are your expectations? How do you idealize? We could really sit down and go one-on-one on relationships and let's say, attachment styles. And because at the end of the day, whoever you're in a relationship with, that's not their job to constantly, you know what? Listen, Spirit said we're not going to do that whole thing in this video. I would love to work with you personally within your chart and within a reading if you would like to get more detailed on patterns that you have to deconstruct on your own that shouldn't be the fault of whoever you're with or whoever your best friend is or whoever your whoever, you know what I mean? Excuse me. I think defensiveness, projections, idealism, expectations are all going to be kind of called to the fore. We've just got it. We have to move forward from trauma and from conditioning. And this could be with the way that I relate to my community, the way that I relate to my coworkers. What is my relationship with myself as far as worth? What is my relationship with myself as far as am I grateful? Am I accepting? Am I compassionate? These are all things that will come forth. And this is great work to start doing as we enter into this eclipse portal. This eclipse portal, I think really just reminds us a lot about how we're always co-creating this reality with others. And that goes back to the mirroring concept, the alchemical concepts. But the base, the core of that is you with you and your relationship with self. So if you need to work on internal blockages, if you need to work on, purging repetitive loops and patterns and self-damaging behaviors, you need to get to work on that, okay? And that spiritual warrior and Aries energy and the evolution of the ego, the evolution of the solar plexus, a very strong solar plexus doesn't know who the fuck I am. Okay, that's your responsibility to work on. Okay, and someone in a Libra style community and energy would say, I'll be the first one to be here to help you balance that shit out however I can. You know I will. But nobody else can do that work for you either. But the more that you do that work, the more that it feeds back into the community, to the collective. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of it's like a spirit was like, it's creating a new loop. It's like a healthy feedback loop and not a draining, blocked up energetic loop. So I love this. I love this full moon message for us. I love the energy of Pluto, of Neptune. We are going to have a trine with that energy too, by the way. So I'm not surprised that it keeps coming up. And so funny, I'm seeing everybody like in my creative communities using blue and working with water and everything I was working with this weekend. Spirit was just talking to me, my guides, so clearly. Do this, use this, use this. But I love to see it. I love to see that we're all feeling the same chords of that energy, moon and Pluto and air, but then also the water. That's relationships, the mind, spirit, intuition. I love it so much. It's going to create a lot of growth opportunities for us. You with you and your relationships, you and your community. And then ultimately, again, that multiplies out into the collective as we all kind of help each other on this ascension and this evolution journey. So I love it. I feel like in the last couple weeks, I pulled the Hangman so many times. I studied the Hangman so many times. I'm just, I feel like Spirit is showing me like our ancestors and guides that snatched us up and hung us up here again, is like shaking us. I said, let it go. No, it's like, what is it? Y'all, what's that meme when your dog has something in your mouth and you're trying to tell it to spit it out? And it's like the dog, and you have to go chase the dog. Spirit's like, I said, let it go. It's okay. I promise you that we have divine, sovereign, sacrosanct, Spirit is saying, identities that do not have to be attached to any of the shame, any of the guilt, any of the suffering anymore. None of the suffering, none of the shame, none of the guilt anymore. They don't have to define the trauma, the pain, the suffering. You were not created for that to define your identity. Okay? So Spirit, our ancestors and guides, our team and higher self, they just going to keep shaking us. I said, no, let it go. That's what it looks like in my mind, y'all. I love you guys. Just be open with your heart, be rooted and be grounded, and just, ride the wave. As long as you're willing to be honest with yourself with an open heart and be self-aware, you're going to be all right, okay? So I look forward to talking to you guys soon. I hope you have a wonderful week in this full moon energy. Take good care. All right. Love you. Bye.